Netflix's Wednesday puts a supernatural spin on its iteration of the legendary Addams family by turning its Wednesday Addams into a seer whose abilities are influenced by her dark and macabre outlook on life. Classified as a raven, Wednesday's visions of the past and future are strong and violent, unlike the dove status of her mother Morticia, meaning her visions play around the positive tones of life. While it makes sense that mother and daughter would share similar supernatural abilities, the existence of another medium, Addams, brings into question the origin of Wednesday's inherited powers. Wednesday Season 1 only had time to cover Wednesday and Morticia's supernatural abilities in the Addams family, making it easy to assume that Wednesday's powers came from the Morticia family line. However, Goody Addams, who, like her descendant, is characterized as Raven and happens to be Wednesday's media mentor, leads to a completely different conversation. Goody, who is an Addams by birth, suggests Wednesday's powers might be more complicated than those revealed on Wednesday. Psychic Wednesday is from Gomez and Goody, not Morticia. Genealogically, Wednesday's father, Gomez, is the direct descendant of Goody, who bore the Addams surname in present-day Jericho. On the other hand, Morticia only married the Addams after she and Gomez attended Nevermore Academy. As such, Morticia is in no way related by blood to Goody, the wizarding ancestor Raven of Wednesday. Despite the comparable vision abilities of Morticia and her daughter, this small detail dictates that Wednesday's clairvoyance is not that of Morticia Frump. Instead, he comes from the lineage of Gomez Addams as the actual descendant of Goody Addams. This interesting discrepancy could have been ignored if director Tim Burton hadn't been so picky with details. So much so that he even asked Wednesday star Jenna Ortega to stop blinking during filming. That said, the connection between Goody, Gomez, and Wednesday leaves a lot for Wednesday's second season to explore, especially Gomez's unrevealed or latent supernatural powers. Could Gomez be a sorcerer? Since Gomez and Morticia both attended the prestigious boarding school for outcasts, Nevermore Academy, it's more than likely that Gomez possesses powers like his wife and daughter. Goody, a 16th-century psychic witch and Gomez's ancestor, already alludes to Gomez's monster classification as a warlock, potentially making Wednesday Addams a cross between a witch and a seer. It's also possible that both Gomez and Morticia are of the same monster classification, as is Xavier Thorpe's father, who has been established as a famed psychic in the world, and Wednesday is also a psychic. It's also worth noting that previous renditions of the Addams family have included Grandmama Addams, who was said to be portrayed or depicted as a witch. Putting this detail into context, the Wednesday witch's psychic powers and Gomez's connection to Goody become a meaningful nod to the spirit of the Addams family and their tendency to oscillate between dark and comedic eccentricity, and their borderline supernatural themes. And while Wednesday's hereditary powers and exact lineage aren't so clear on Netflix's Wednesday, the inconsistencies fascinate the coming-of-age detective series and raise more questions for future seasons to answer. Is applicable. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and support my channel.